Trinny Woodall. I'm the founder and CEO of Trinny London, a digital beauty-first beauty brand. We deliver D2C personalized beauty to a 35+ audience, giving them personalization to help refine their choices and giving high-end, efficacious products in both makeup and skincare. First up, funding. At the beginning I bootstrapped, and I used to follow Gary Vee, and he was always like, mainly to the guys, but it's like, what can you sell in your house? And there was that time early on, you need to think, what can I sell to bootstrap so that when I go to my first raise, if I'm doing a raise, I'm not giving away too much, and I'm also proving enough of what I want to prove with my own cash. Getting to a successful D2C brand is about perseverance, hard work, a tiny bit of good luck, and just, giving every single hour to it. So at the beginning, I had knowledge of my previous industry, but I had no knowledge of the beauty industry. I had a small knowledge of tech, so I started a D2C in 1998. So I learned what not to do in 98. 98, there was no e-com. It was just going to be a platform for women. But I learned the mistakes I did not want to repeat. So I knew at the beginning I wanted to bootstrap. I wanted to follow my intuition to really understand what I knew, as opposed to what somebody would filter into my ecosystem and warp my point of view, so I didn't have such a strong point of view. Because you have to, when you have an idea, you know why you think you filled a gap in the market. And then if you go to investors too early, they'll tell you 101 things from the last investor meeting they took, which will maybe dilute your proposition. I believe 6 degrees of separation. The first contact I made was a woman at the school gate who I knew sort of worked in beauty. I emailed her, I asked her, could she email 5 people? And I sent those emails out 40 times a week and I got 5 back. But it's just perseverance and you break through. As a woman, I want to tell the whole story. I want to take them into the world of Trinny London, what it would do for a consumer. And in a male-dominated investment committee, I had to learn that they wanted one nugget they could understand, and then I would give them another nugget they would understand. And there is a very big discrepancy right now. I think in Europe, under 2% of businesses that are founded by women are invested in, compared to 98% male founders, which is the worst gender gap in any industry apart from maybe the coal industry. Okay, that's how archaic it is. So I think it's up to male investors to get their head around, just because it might be a female founder, and even harder for them to understand, a female founder that's dealing in a female market. Understand it. Speak to the females in their life to think, would you get this as a service or a brand? Don't just judge it because you don't get that space. I think you've got to really understand who you need in your team at the beginning, and sometimes you might feel inexperienced to be a CEO because you might come quite young to it, but what that youth gives you is that ability that you can do anything. That's fantastic. We learn what we think we can't do. We can still do anything at whatever age. I didn't start Trinny London until I was 50, but it's that sense of what you know you're good at. Literally write it on a wall and put it on a wall. What people have said to you, you're really good at this. So whenever you have a moment of doubt, look at that list and know, I'm so good at that. Don't let anyone ever suggest that maybe I need somebody more experienced in this area, but also know what you're not good at. I was not good at paid social, and I didn't do it for the first year because I wanted to grow an organic reach. I launched at a time when every VC said to me, it should be 70% new customer, 30% returning customer. And I never believed that. That's Casper mattresses, that's Blitzkrieg, and that was every mood of every investor. And I always believe that the long-term cohort in a business is the value of that business. It's not about high churn. Never for me, for a consumer-facing brand where you want longevity and people to buy in all the time. So most investors I saw told me I should do it the other way around. And I kept saying, no, I want the long-term cohort. I don't want to build a business on quicksand. I want to build it on foundation. I'm going to trust those organic customers who are so vested will find me my new customers. And I did that for the first year. And I've got in 4 years to over £100 million in revenue. So I've done something right. Women are unbelievably brilliant at having creative ideas. They're brilliant at structure. They're brilliant at storytelling. You know, they're brilliant at not being so biased, perhaps. So use all those attributes and remember how much better you are at certain things than perhaps the males in your life, and really capitalize on those.